Hello everybody, it's your friendly GreenFlamingo, and today we are playing some more Asteroids. Anyway, today we're going to be playing a different game mode of Asteroids. So in the last episode, we played on the hyperspace modes, where basically anytime you press down, your ship will warp into some random area, usually in front of a boulder, which is why I didn't really use it very much in the last episode. Today we're going to be playing a different mode, and that is going to be Shields mode, which is modes 9 through 16. If you don't know how mode select on the Atari works for this particular one, basically you pick modes out of 66 different modes. I describe them more like channels, and basically if it's 1 through 8, you get hyperspace, 9 through 16 is shields, and the 180 flip mode is 17 to 24. There's also 2-player modes, and if you pick an odd number, the asteroids will be moving slow, and if you pick an even number, they move fast. Today we're going to be doing slow-moving asteroids on the shields mode. Anyway, here we go. Okay, so basically this is what the shield looks like. And basically when you activate it, asteroids will phase through you instead of actually colliding with you. Like that. Anyway, without further ado, let's get this going. So, because of my particular playstyle and how I prefer to play this on the, at least on the easier difficulty settings, we're mostly going to stay in the center of the screen, and my general rule is I try to avoid ever needing to use the ability to begin with, so, yeah. However, we know that eventually we're going to get a really bad asteroid spawn, so eventually you're going to see me use the shields a little more in action. Anyway. Let's get this going. Alright, we're down to 2 asteroids again. We're going to aim to roll over the scoreboard, because that's what we always do on any of these game modes. Anyway, that is not your fire alarm. That is also not your oven. That is the extra life notification. Anyway. Yeah, come on. Okay. Let's get this going. We're already went through a couple waves now. Anyway. They spawned a little bit close to me this time. It's a little unfortunate, but shouldn't be too big a deal anyway. I'm just happy that I finally have an ability that doesn't guarantee I die every single time I pull down on the joystick. Because on the warp drive ability, it's a pretty useless ability in the sense that more often than not, it'll get you killed. So you try to, basically, I treat warp drive or hyperspace more as a push down and you die mode rather than a warp drive mode. Shields, however, are actually a bit more useful in my experience, because, well, for one, you're not guaranteed to die every single time you use it. As long as you don't use your shields for more than 2 seconds, you will, you won't, warp in front of an asteroid and then die, basically. Now, if you use the shields too much, like you use it for more than 2 seconds, your spaceship will explode. So you have to be careful about that, but other than that, it's nowhere near as detrimental of an ability as the warp ability is. I mean, I know that sometimes with warp ability that, like, particularly when there are less asteroids on the screen, warp ability isn't as much of a gamble, but, like, pretty much the main time you need your ability in this game, generally speaking, is going to be when there's a bunch of asteroids on screen. Usually at the start of a level. Not usually at the end of a level when there's only one of these, remaining. Like, we got right now. So, yeah. That's why I don't really like Warp Drive. Shields are much more useful in that, in a pinch, it's better than not having an ability. It actually has saved me a couple times. And it might save us a couple times in this video. Yeah. Now, my favorite ability is actually the 180 flip mode, because that one is just straight up a no downsides. You can use it as much as you want. And it just makes aiming so much easier. You can, deal the one asteroid on one, attacking you from one corner, and then deal with the other one that's attacking you from the other very easily. It makes dealing with asteroids that are completely behind you way easier, and that's by far, in my opinion, the most overpowered ability in this game. I actually need to kind of quiet down now so that I can deal with the asteroids that were closing in on me. And we're down to one asteroid. Alright. Yeah. Alrighty. Let's just keep this going. As you can see, my strategy for most of when I'm playing this game, at least on easy mode, when the asteroids aren't moving as fast, is pretty much to just stay in the center of the screen, because, well, generally speaking, if you stay in the center of the screen, the asteroids won't spawn right on a collision course with you. You have a little bit of time to deal with the asteroids, and, yeah. Usually, the asteroids are all gone before you have to start moving. Either that, or there are few enough of them that you can just shoot them down. Basically, this game actually really rewards the camper playstyle. So that's why we're going to be pretty much playing the camper playstyle. So, anyway. There's not much to talk about in this game, so unless something pops up, I don't expect to really be talking much or doing much commentary on this gameplay commentary, but, yeah. Alright. Now we've only got 2 remaining. Now I just need to line up that perfect shot with this last one. It's always the last asteroid that I struggle the most with. Bam. They spawned a little bit close to us, but no biggie. Ooh. That was very close. Almost died there. That would have sucked. Alright, I got 9 lives. Cool, I'm a cat again. Meow. Anyway. Sorry, I don't know how long I'm gonna abuse that joke. I've overused it at this point, but still. You'll see that 9 lives is the maximum amount of lives you can get in a lot of games on the Atari 2600. So you might see me making that joke a lot more. Alright. So we've already had to use the shields a couple times, so, yeah, and those were probably times where if I were using Warp Drive, either I would have died because I couldn't successfully shoot down all the asteroids in time, or I would have died because I teleported, and then, of course, because RNGs have never really been something I'm particularly blessed with, I would probably warp in front of the asteroids. So, yeah, overall, oh, no, dang it. I think it's still definitely easier to play this mode. God, wow, we are right in the middle of an asteroid storm here. All right. Well, oh well, I'm not a cat anymore, but I still got 7 ships, so I shouldn't be really having any problems here. Gosh darn it, I missed this twice now. 3 times now. Jeez. There we go. Actually, they're all going to this side, so I'm going to deal with this side now. Alright. Ah, missed that one, but I actually kind of want to deal with that one a little first. Eh. Leading shots on the tiny asteroids is really difficult when they're all on their own. It's one of those things I hope I'll get better at with time. Alright, oh, we're at around the 36,000 points mark. That's actually not too bad, considering we're only 10 minutes in. I mean, I'm not exactly going for a speed run or anything, but... Whew. You can tell I was a little worried there. I instinctively used my shields. Ah, I actually got that one. Nice. All right. And then we got one more asteroid. Can I land it? All right, I can. That's nice. All right. Okay. The trick is to really try and get the asteroids all in a burst, because then while they're still clumped together, you can usually get a lot of them very easily. Yeah, like that. And then go this side next. There you go. Now I don't need to worry about that side for now. And now that's where they're all attacking from. Yes, there's a lot of button mashing in this game. Although, it is best to try and do short controlled bursts. Although I believe I talked about that on the last episode. Don't know how many people from the last episode are watching this one. Or if it's all new people who maybe didn't realize that episode 1 exists yet. And, oh wow, they spawn really close. That is not ideal. Really not ideal. But, luckily, I'm really good at button mashing. For short periods of time. Eventually my hand gets sore. Eventually my fingers get sore. But, until then, I'm very good at button mashing in this game. Oh, got a whole asteroid on that one burst right there. Whole big asteroid and all of its smaller ones all in one go. And oh, we've already hit the 50,000 mark. It's actually we're going pretty fast for this playthrough, I'd say. Last couple playthroughs I've had have all been usually just under the 30-minute mark. And I believe the last playthrough was like 25 minutes or something. It's a nearly deathless run until I jinxed it. Yeah, I was doing a great deathless run, and then I talked about how it'd be so cool it would be that I would have a deathless run as my first playthrough of Asteroids on my channel, and then I died pretty shortly after. That was when I learned my lesson. Don't jinx things. Because jinxing things is real, is what I've learned. Anyway. Ah, didn't quite release it. I released it the ability a little too soon. Hitboxes are a little weird. It seems like when the shields are up, your hitbox is physically larger, is what I'm starting to notice. I don't really play this particular mode all that much. Either I'm playing hyperspeed because I feel too lazy to change the system mode, or I am playing 180 flip because, well, that's like the best game mode. That's the one where the ability is like most OP. But yeah, looks like with the shields, your hitbox gets a little bigger if you use it then. So noted. I'll need to learn that if I want to do a deathless run on this particular configuration of the game. And I'm definitely thinking of doing a deathless run at some point because, well, I talked about having a deathless run, ruined it because I jinxed it, and, well, I'm gonna have my deathless run eventually, gosh darn it. There you go. All right, we're at 65,000 points, so we're doing pretty darn good here. I mean, pretty much, I already talked about this in the previous episode, but pretty much, there's a point at which you earn lives faster than you lose them, at least on the easier difficulties. And so, yeah, I could theoretically roll the scoreboard over twice, or even thrice. Is that how you say it? I don't know. But, yeah, I considered at one point I wanted to try and see if I could get a world record score on this game, but then I learned that, well, if all it takes to get a world record score in this game is to simply earn more lives than you lose, then I guess really the world record for the easiest difficulty modes on Asteroids is really just whoever has the most time on their hands wins. I mean, I guess if I wanted to, you know, take a whole day off at work and go, do like a whole, 24-hour marathon playthrough without pausing, I guess I could, get a world record on this game. In the case of actually very curious, in the case of like marathon runs, where, you're trying to get a world record and we're getting a world record requires like ludicrous amounts of hours non-stop to play, are you allowed to use save states? Or actually, you're probably not allowed to use save states, but like, are you allowed to pause the game to take a brief break? Like, that's actually that's a genuine question I have, honestly, because if you're not, then no, I'm not doing one of those. Actually, I'm probably not doing one of those ever just because I don't think I could just casually take a day off at work just to do that. But if you can't take breaks in the middle of it and pause the game using, like, say, an emulator, then that would kind of make it a bit unreasonably difficult for me in that case. I'd be able to go like 5 hours, and then I'd have to call it quits because I'd have to go to the bathroom. Ah, dang it. All right. Oh, dang it, no! Oh, are we gonna... Is this the part where I lose a crap ton of lives? All right. Alright. 1 asteroid down, 2 asteroids down, there we go. Okay, we lost quite a few lives there, but I still got 6, so we're good. Yeah, once you get to like 9 lives, you're at the point where you can pretty much survive an entire asteroid barrage, pretty much, so... As long as you're putting like a half-assed effort into, into not dying during that, like you'll survive even if you Alright, I've gotten myself into a very precarious situation here. Okay. Crap. Alright. This is what happens when I talk too much while playing. Okay. Alright, and hey, we're nearing the 80,000 mark, which is pretty nice. Yeah, I actually, I've never tested, you know, if you could just survive an entire barrage if you get 9 lives before. Maybe I need to test that out at some point. See if it's possible to survive an entire asteroid barrage without trying if you have 9 lives. If so, well, I guess that's just one more myth, you know, myth confirmed then. I don't know, it feels like, I've always felt like if you get to 9 lives, you're kind of at the end game where you basically can just keep going forever. And so, it'd be interesting to see if that's actually, like, the case. Maybe if we get to the score rollover, we'll, with 9 lives to spare, we'll, see about, if I can survive an entire barrage. Let's see. We'll see about that. I mean, at that point, I'm already going to be ending the game pretty soon after that anyway, so, you know, may as well. Alright, we're at 85,000 points now. We're at 7 lives. Hopefully we don't lose any more. Did I just jinx it? That doesn't count as jinxing it, okay? That doesn't count. That doesn't count. Alright. Okay, we survived that somehow. Okay. Alright, we got 1 asteroid remaining here. Now... Actually, I kind of want to deal with the ones that are... What if I deal with, like, the ones that are advancing on me first before dealing with the others? Whew. If I think too hard about strategy, I die. That's what happens. Like that, yeah. Okay, we might not be able to do our whole, with 9 lives, can I survive a whole barrage thing then, because the video will be too long then. So... Oh well, that's fine. Alright. Okay, we're only 5,000 points away from rolling the scoreboard over in shield mode. We have 1 asteroid remaining before we get the next set. And it's possible in this particular set we might be rolling the score over. Jeez. And then I miss like a gajillion shots. All right. Gosh darn it, the burst decides to not work in that moment. Okay. Oh, dang it. Darn. And now we're in the middle of an asteroid belt. That is very not ideal. Very not ideal. Okay. Ah, that didn't even give me shit. We just rolled over the scoreboard because I blew up the asteroid with my own ship. That's a first. All right, we rolled the scoreboard over because apparently if you collide with the asteroid and your ship dies, it will still count as destroying the asteroid and getting the points. And so we rolled the scoreboard over with that. Alrighty. Cool. Well, that was still an interesting end. Not really the end I anticipated, but cool. Anyway, that is the shield mode on the slower moving asteroids on the beginner difficulty setting. In the next episode, we will be trying the 180 flip mode. And that will be where maybe I could beat my previous record on how quickly I can roll the scoreboard over. And then we will also be doing the no ability mode as well, because there's also the an option where you just have no abilities at all. Anyway, until then, that is the end of this video. If you guys like the video, be sure to hit the like button, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next video. See ya.